So we are back again for another session in the technique category. This episode is going to bring to you some random runs, just kind of like random ideas, and this stuff would be like real typical of what you might hear on like one of my recordings or one of my CDs or something. So and it's cool, I think, because as we get into it a little bit and take some of these things apart, dissect them, I think you're going to find that a lot of these random runs often involve the process of like combining or mixing together a lot of different techniques and just different methods of playing notes, methods that are normally real like separated on independent of one another. So with this stuff, it's not gonna be uncommon at all to have like 3 or 4 distinctly different approaches to making notes get heard. Be it sweep picking and alternate picking or whatever else, all show up in like one lick. So yes, this is called random runs, but in many ways this is kind of like, it almost qualifies as a combining technique session, which seems to be becoming a standard subcategory in the whole technique portion of this whole thing anyway, especially in the advanced series. So random runs is really for the purpose of just like letting you see the thought process that kind of goes into the design of some of these licks, and for you to see like that more often than not I am combining a lot of different stuff, a lot of different ways of playing notes all together. I also want to point out that combining techniques isn't really necessarily better than separating techniques. Sometimes separating stuff can be real cool because you get this like real bold kind of contrast and dynamic sort of separation that's sometimes very cool. A lot of people like that. So I mean, I just personally like to mix things up. For me, it just helps kind of exaggerate the whole spontaneity factor. So that's really why I do it. I just like the way that kind of sounds. And the other thing that's cool about combining techniques, sonically sometimes things can just be a lot more interesting, because when you have a variety of different like approaches for getting notes to be heard, and then so you're playing all these different ways, you also have a variety of different like textures and tones that kind of come out of your speaker cabinet as a result of these different ways of doing it. So I kind of like that, as opposed to just hearing constant alternate picking or constant legato. I like this. It gives you, for me, it's like it has this built-in dynamic like fluctuation or whatever. So like I said, this isn't something that you're necessarily supposed to do. Not at all. It's just the way I tend to like to do things, and if the whole concept doesn't even appeal to you, which is quite possible, feel free to sit this one out. There's plenty of other stuff that you can go check out, and not a problem. But if this does seem like something that would be pretty cool, then let's do it. Start off by coming up here to the 12th fret of the 5th string, and what I want to do is play, basically what I'm going to do is play like an A minor 7th arpeggio mixed with a B minor 7th arpeggio. That's something that I do all the time. If I like this particular key that I'm working in is any mode that would be related to like G major. So if I were in one of those modes like A Dorian or C Lydian, this would be something that would be real typical of what I would do. So combining A minor 7th arpeggio with B minor 7th arpeggio, I like that kind of tonality against the the chords that would show up in those modes. So we're going to start off by just ascending with A minor. It's that simple. We just go 12 to 15 on the A string, 14 on the D, 12 on the G. And the way that I'm playing this is, you can do it either way. We've done some sweep picking exercises in the past. Normally, this would be kind of like down, hammer, down, down. The way that I'm doing it with this particular exercise, because it does combine sort of like arpeggios with sort of linear, straight, more conventional playing, I'm actually playing that middle string, in this case the D string, with an up pick with my second finger. So I guess they call that hybrid picking. So I'm playing down, hammer, up with my second finger, and then another down pick on the 12th fret of the G. So let's just get a close-up of that. So that's the A minor 7th part of this. Immediately after that, I jump straight into B minor by reaching all the way up to the 16th fret with my third finger, and that sort of like initiates this shape, which is 16 on the G, 15 on the B, 14 on the high E. So far I have this. When I get to that second shape, this one, the B minor shape, I'm kind of doing the same thing. The middle note, the B string note, I use my second finger. So let's check this out. Down, hammer, up with the second finger, down, hammer, up with the second finger, down. And then I'm going to hammer on to 17 and 19 on the high E, pull off all the way off to 14, and then go back to 17 on the B. When I do that, I actually hammer it. You don't have to hammer that. If I were to pick that I would pick it with the downstroke because the very next note that's going to happen is the 14th fret of the high E again with an upstroke. So I always hammer that 17th fret of the B. So this is what I'm doing. Like that. So here's what we have so far. So after we played that upstroke on the 14th fret, we go back to 17 on the B string, and we just kind of descend in a straight legato, typical legato fashion. The only thing about this is that whenever I'm playing that way, a lot of times I'll incorporate this sequence, which is in this case going to be 17, 15, 17, 15, 13. So from the highest note of this lick, we have this. I like that sound, and I use it all the time. So I figured I'd put it in here for you. 16, 14, 12 on the G right after that. And then we're almost done. We finish off by playing an up pick on the 14th fret of the D string, another up pick on the 15th fret of the A, and then we can start it over again. So let's see if we can see what this sounds like at a moderate tempo, and then we'll speed it up. So another cool idea that we can do that actually combines tapping as well as some string skipping would be this one. Let's come up to the 12th fret, and basically what I'm going to do is play 17, 15, 12 on the high E string. Just straight pull-offs. You can pick the first note maybe. And then we're going to kind of incorporate our bar thing. So I'm going to hammer onto the 15th fret of the B, up pick on the 15th fret of the high E, another downstroke on 15 of the B, pull off to 12. So let me just play that. As soon as I've done that, I'm going to jump all the way over to the D string. And I actually just hammer it, so that would be a hammer-on from nowhere. So we hammer onto the 16th fret of the D, go back to 12 of the B with an upstroke, and then I'm going to descend from 16, 14, 12 on the D. Hammer back on to 14 and 16. And then I'm going to hammer on 12, 14, 16 on the G as well. So here's what we have so far. And then we have our B minor shape that we did in the previous idea. We still hammer on to 17 and 19, and this time I'm going to tap the 22nd fret of the same string, pull off, all the way to 14, hammer back on to 17 and 19, and then slide back into position where we started again. So that's the whole thing. This is actually probably more of an exercise than a typical lick that I would play, but it's going to set us up for the next thing, which would be a typical lick that I would play. So if you get comfortable with this, that next lick will be a lot easier to do. So here we go. Try it up to speed. So the next thing that we do here, I want to give you something up front here. This is, if you've checked out the terminology video, you remember the hammer-ons from nowhere section. We're going to have a couple of real blatant displays of this one in here. So one of the things is going to show up right around here, the 12th fret. This might be just something you might want to refamiliarize yourself with before we take on the whole lick. But play 12th fret G string, and then 15th fret A string, which is the hammer-on. So. And then you play back another up pick on the 12th fret of the G, slide, and hammer, in this case, the 14th fret of the A. So this is a cool exercise that you can do up front. You can check out the tab. And that's going to show up in this lick. So I just wanted to pre-warn you of that first. Let's start the lick off. It's going to start with basically a hammer-on from nowhere, so it's already strained right up front. We start with our second finger, hammers the 10th fret of the low E string. Then we play a down pick to 9 on the A, slide up to 10, and then we hammer 12, up pick on 12 of the D, so we have our double barring thing. Back to 12 of the A, pull off to 10, and what I'm going to do actually from here is just play the lick real slow. You can check it out. There's a couple of things that are going on. A lot of the shapes that would normally be like sweep picking or that sort of represent arpeggio, bits of arpeggios, a lot of times I'm picking an up pick like we did on the previous lick with my middle finger, so I'm not really sweep picking all the time. So just check out both hands when I go through this real slow, and just rewind it if you're wondering about how I'm doing stuff, and you can also, of course, look at the tablature. So let me just play it real slow for you. The cool thing about this lick is that it has some string skipping in it. It's got the hammer-ons from nowhere. It has the double barring thing. It has tapping. So it really is a pretty good representation of a real typical kind of run that I would use. And it also gives you more opportunity to kind of play around with this whole mixing of different techniques into one kind of thing. So let's check it out up to speed. So there you have it, some random runs, just typical stuff that I do. And again, we get the chance to like mix and match all these different kind of styles together and different techniques, and have some fun with it. Check out trying your own stuff and see if you can come up with your own version of some licks that sound like that. Anyway, till next time.